Hi everyone, George DeSantis here with the look at the market for the week ending Friday, April 19th, 2019. And as usual, I'll bring up a disclaimer, take a look at it. Simply realize that I'm not an investment advisor and I'm not licensed to do such. So if you need investment advice, you need to seek it out with somebody else. I'm a licensed psychologist and I do this for my own edification and those who care to look at it do so on YouTube. And for those who are new, we usually review the general market, which we use the S&P 500 for, and then we go take a look at some individual stocks. So let's begin as we usually do with the weekly chart of the S&P 500. And the overall view here is that we are still in a very nice uptrend. The 4 EMA is above the 9 EMA, which is the yellow line above the red line, and that is above this green line here, exponential moving average. Actually, this one here is a forward weighted moving average. That is above the 50-day moving average. So these moving averages are indicating we're still in a very, very nice uptrend. We broke above this 28.15 level that was posing as resistance before, and we are now challenging this 29.40 level from this previous high up here back in September. We still have room at the top here, the parabolic, the Bollinger Band, the upper Bollinger Band now sits at about 3,050 or so. Notice that the target that I calculated from what I think is a reverse head and shoulder pattern is at 3254. So we have a ways to go for that target to be hit. But from this triangle here, we had a target of 3050, and we're approaching that goal right here. So 3050 is very reachable here now. So the parabolic is still below the most recent bar on the weekly chart. It's different on the daily, as we'll see in a minute. But this indicates that as far as the weekly chart is concerned, no indication to switch this to a reversal to a downtrend. Now, MACD, moving average convergence divergence, the histogram is still in bullish territory above zero, the zero line. And Williams percentile, the 30 period that I use, is still looking very bullish. It's still above that minus 50 magenta line. And the sum of the rate of change indicator, which I copied from Jerry Appel's book and wrote the formula in here, that's bullish. That's now at 26.93. RSI 12, as you know, on a weekly chart, when it crosses above the 40% line, which is right here, right at the beginning of this uptrend, it signals a good uptrend. It signals an uptrend, and we're still in that. So the weekly chart is very bullish still. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Now, on the daily chart, you have slightly different picture. It's shorter term chart. We have the moving averages still above each other. The 4 above the 9, 9 above 30, and that above the 50, and so on, and above this 200-day moving average, excuse me. And so we still have a nice uptrend. The one thing that's posing some bearishness here is the reversal of the parabolic SAR, stop and reverse indicator. All along here it's been bullish, and now it's gone above the most recent bar. There's a little bit of a uncertainty or imbalance here. On the one hand, we have the parabolic indicating a reversal to at least a short-term downtrend. But since the weekly chart looks so bullish, I would suspect that any pullback here should not go below the 30 weighted moving average, the green line. Another thing we could note here is that although the bears tried to take the S&P down on Friday, we ended up with somewhat of a hammer, and that is really configured by the fact that The bears tried to pull it down, but the bulls pull them back up, pull the price back up. So there's a little bit of a tug of war going on here, but my guess is that any pullback should be short, based especially on the bullishness of the weekly chart. Now, insofar as MACD histogram is concerned on the daily chart, we just turned to a negative on the histogram. We fell just slightly below the zero line. Williams percent hour is still nicely situated above the magenta minus 50 line. The sum of the rate of change is still above 4. RSI 12 still above the 60, in fact. And so, except for the caveat that parabolic switched to a downtrend, which I would suspect would be short term, chart still looks very bullish. Here's a chart of the S&P showing the Ishimoku cloud. You've heard me mention Ishimoku before. And since we broke above the cloud here in February, although we've been trending up, as we all know before that, this price has remained above the cloud. And notice that the cloud is anticipating higher prices here. So that's insofar as the Ishimoku cloud is concerned. Now, Jake Bernstein has a chart that's a very simple chart of the Larry Williams advanced decline line with a 57-day exponential moving average. And so you can see that it pretty much calls the moves of the market. You can see that it called this move here up, and then it called this move down, and now it called this move up again. And so it's still trending up nicely above that 57-day moving average. Here's a quick look at the stock chart of the new high, new low index. And you can see it's still situated nicely in a bullish territory here. Since we made this low, we've regained the whole the zero line, and we've remained above it for some time now. And here we have the impulse indicator on the S&P 500. It's a weekly chart, and you can see the uptrend here, very nice uptrend, and we were either green or blue bars all the way up. We have a blue bar right now, which means that we're not allowed to. We're allowed to go either long or short. So, given the other indications, I don't think I'd like to short this market right here. If anything, I think the worst case scenario is that we get a short-term pullback, a very shallow pullback. Let's look at the daily chart on it. On the daily chart, you can see we have some also have some blue painted bars, and likewise, we are not allowed. We're allowed to go either long or short. So it's that censoring system, but it looks pretty bullish still. Now we'll turn to the Sheikh Analytics software, and which I've become very fond of. I'll send you an email about subscribing if you wish at a discount. So I'll forward an email that I got from them, since a couple of you have subscribed, and they're offering a somewhat of a discount, which is nice. And so we'll begin to look at some of these stocks here. Some of them I own, many of them. So Cadence Design is rated very bullish. It's pulled back a little bit here. It still has a good positive money flow, and now it's oversold, so I would expect it to start another move up. And you can see these other indicators are very, very strong, relative strength, and it's very bullish. Google, I own this one too, and while it's become overbought, I have a nice gain, but I'm not going to sell it here. I think Google could really be a nice long-term holding, if there's such a thing anymore. But you can see money flow is pretty good. It's also very bullish at this time, and the relative strength is strong. So I like Google a lot, and I'm holding it. Adobe went into a bit of a trading range here for a little while, and on Friday the bears tried to take it down, but it finished higher, And so if you saw this in terms of a candlestick, you'll see that it's a hammer, a bullish hammer. So I expect Adobe to start moving again, moving up, of course. Here's the money flow, and it's positive, and it's becoming oversold, see? So these are all very good indications, bullish. Fortinet likewise became somewhat overbought, so it's pulled back here, but it ended up with a hammer. Let me check it out and see. Yes, it ended up with a hammer on Friday, and so the money flow is good. I would expect this to pull back, maybe continue to pull back a little bit here, but I'm holding it. iPay is that ETF of payment systems. It became overbought on this channel here, and now it's oversold on the overbought, oversold indicator. So I still have it. I'm not selling it. Microsoft still looks very good, although it is somewhat overbought right now. But I bought some more Microsoft after selling something. I don't remember what stock it was. And you can see what the money flow looks like. It's very bullish. So I bought some more Microsoft. You can see it's bullish. This one, PCTY, Paylocity, I still have this. It was oversold and it started becoming overbought here. And it's still bullish, and the relative strength is high. Money flow is pretty good. It's positive. Salesforce, you can see that Salesforce is now below that long-term moving average, which is not a good sign for me anyway. So I'm going to have to reassess my holding here. PayPal, I still have it. It's above that long-term line as opposed to Salesforce. The money flow is good, and it's overbought. It's remained overbought for a while. These two other indicators are relative strength is positive and it's neutral. Visa I still have. It's somewhat overbought, but I'm not going to sell it. It's something I think I could hold for the long term. And Keysight Technology, there's a favorable article about it recently, I believe in Barron's, although I didn't get Barron's this week yet anyway. But you can see it's become overbought, pull back a bit, and we'll see where it goes from here. And of course, well, the last one here is Dell. I still have Dell, and I like it very much. It's become overbought and it pulled back a little, but I still have it. So what I did was I went through all of these lists that I have on Shaken, lists of stocks from different screens, etc. And I decided to make a list of those stocks, only those stocks that were rated either bullish or very bullish and were oversold and met the other criteria as positive money flow and positive relative strength. So this is the list. I'll send it to you in an email, but those of you who would like to stop the video could do so and take a look at it. I'll take a look at some of them here. We won't have time to go through all, but FBP, you can see that I'm not familiar with the company, but it's a bank, and you can see it's oversold, positive money flow, and the other two criteria are very good. This is very bullish stock. Here's GIB, not familiar with it, but it's a software company, and it's oversold, money flow good. You see I'm meeting these criteria. So I'm going to send you this list by the email, and you can see money, it's oversold, meeting these other criteria, and bullish or very bullish. Very bullish again, SNPS or Synopsys. I think it's on Sandy Shaken's list as well. See how very oversold it is, but the other criteria look good. AT&T, believe it or not, good money flow, very oversold, but I don't like the relative strength. That's the only caveat here. Still, it's very bullish. So we'll see where it goes from there. We saw Adobe before, so I won't worry to go through that. If you didn't, now this brings us to the end of the list. So you could actually copy it down, stop the video and copy it down. But those who get the email from me, I'll send this list to you. Hey, happy Easter to everyone and have a good weekend. I hope you did. Bye-bye.